Hi everyone, welcome to the Eindhoven Innovation Café. Welcome everybody who is watching online as well. For those who haven't been here before, the Eindhoven Innovation Café is a weekly networking event where we show what Eindhoven and the further environment has to offer in the fields of design, technology and knowledge. We had another person planned here today, Listen Alpha Beats it was called, but he couldn't come here. And thankfully Petra Janssen wanted to fill in. She exhibits one of her projects, the Pink House, here at the Kazerne, and she will tell us more about social label, which we are very much looking forward to. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you Anouk for presenting me. Hi, I'm Petra. Maybe you are more times here in the Kazerne and you saw already the Pink House. It's next to the restaurant, but maybe it's also nice to learn a little bit more about the Pink House, because it's not only about products, it's about labor, it's about people. And we also wrote a book about it, and it's called Social Label Works. And I will go a little bit standing here, if you don't mind. But what is really important that I think that when we live in a society as we live now, it's really important that we all have work, and because work can give you joy, and also you can make beautiful products. And we wrote a book about it in 2019, where we asked a few people to do something, to ask about what is important in society, because we had essay, and we asked Jonathan Holslag to write something about can beauty save Europe, because it's really important in future that everybody has work, joy, and we can all work together with nature, with the planet, with the people who are living there, and also we can still make beautiful design. So I have a dream together with Simone Kramer, so we initiated in 2011 already the social label movement. Later on, after this, you can also take a look in the book again, because there is a lot more to tell, and a lot of people from economic side of views, from technical side of view, from social, but also on the design side. It's really important. Myself, I'm a designer, so I'm looking this from a designer point of view. So this is the book. But what are we doing? We are building in the Netherlands, we are building a stage for makers and sheltered workshops in the Netherlands. And we are not designing products, but we are designing labor again, because we think that's really important, how we, with like robotica, together with people, with companies, how we will want to work in the future. But also another thing, what we think it's really important, we want to make labor, and we design labor, but we want to do it from a human point of view. So not on the economic part, on the production part, but on the side of the human being. At the moment we have already in our movement 14 sheltered workshops, and also 14 designers through the Netherlands. This is from Groningen until our city. We are sitting in Den Bosch, but also here in Eindhoven is like Piet Hein Eek. He's working with us with a sheltered workshop in Tilburg. In Den Bosch, we're working with 3 sheltered workshops. So we are in the Netherlands, and what we did is we did a lot of pilots in the Netherlands just to take a look how we could work together, how we could design participation, and how practical things maybe we have to design to change. So we are making a co-creative community. So you see we're working with one of the best things, of course, healthcare organizations. That's on the left. So it's meaningful daytime activities and preferable job. So we're working with designers and artists, bringing back the human skill in work. We're working with people-oriented companies, so that's commercial companies, but also that they really want to do something with us. This will give you new education, other way of working together. We work on festivals, sheltered workshops. Important later is the innovative retailer, and then government. But I think one of the most important things is at the top it's the consumers. Because if all the people still are buying stuff who is not made on a well way, circular or on a human point of view, we have to change as a consumer to make planet and the nature and work and everything better. So this is also, I think, a really important point from the Social Label Foundation to show consumers also that they have to consume in another way. This is the way we work. So the people, the person in the middle, then we design the process. It will outcome a product, and in the end there is a podium together. And this podium is really important. You see here a few people who we're working with. So we work with people who have, we call it, I find it a difficult word now, but distance of labor market, but it's like also people who have less chances. We think that in the Netherlands the divide between to have a chance and have not a chance, it's too big. To have money and no money, it's too big. So you have a lot of this kind of, you have ability and disability. So the gap in between, it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. So all the pilots all are with all kinds of different people. So this is a workshop in Rotterdam, Paarmeijer, people with physical problems and with mental problems, people with all kinds of problems, but also really important that these are the teachers, the healthcare teachers, so they are also involved in the processes to help to educate and to make them stronger. This is designer Kiki from Eyck, maybe you well know. She's a designer from Eindhoven, and we asked her to design a few years ago, to design one of the social labels with a company, a workshop in Tilburg. And what was really funny, we asked her, because when we say we design labor, we go to this company, we ask, what do you want to learn? What do you need? Do you want an education plan? Do you want to invest in something in your company? And then we choose the designer who has the same language as the people who are working there. And the question here for Kiki was, she has to design something that will take a lot of time. And she was really excited because she said, oh, that's different. Normally I have to make something what will take less time or is cheap to produce. So this was totally the other way around. What she did was because the work will give those people, and they have mental problems, they had time to think and to rethink their life during the work. So she made this little street, all kinds of things. So we made also design the workshops, how they can produce in the end a lamp. And this was also for Kiki a very new insight, that if you design something, you also can design the workshop or the process in front, so that people have really benefits from it. What we also do, this is the podium. We go every year to the Salone in Milan, and the people, the workshops who are also invited there. So this is very important also. If you are making and working with the people, you also invite them. So the production, they are on the same level as the designer on the podium. And you see on the right, those are the lamps who Kiki made. So we made big, beautiful projects. This is very important because a lot of people in the Netherlands are still working, and their work is not seen, and they were used as just labor, just as going to work and do something, but nobody see the labor. And we found out that it is really, really important that if you have labor, that you can enjoy your labor, but also that people will recognize your labor, so you could be proud on it. And this is also a very big part of the Social Label Foundation, that we want to elevate a lot of people. This is also in Milan. This is the social label storytelling tableware, and with the money, because we are selling it at in shop, you can buy it also here at the Kazerne, but we will give the money to the group. And because in the Netherlands you have a system that you have healthcare, and then a lot of money going, but it's not coming to the clients. It's not coming to the people who are making it. So in the system we are making, we say, okay, you can have the money, and they choose to book a flight to Milan. So with the product making, they booked the flight to Milan, and they were there. So this is also really important, that you give recognition and to pay, to have a job and pay for them. It's really important. And from clients we have here, there were people who never flew, never went abroad, never, you know, because they thought that they couldn't. And this is what we're trying to do, to build step by step, take them in our society, guide them, of course with the healthcare organizations, but give them a podium. And also if we, now I'm here, but I was also on the Dutch Design Week, and then one of the clients are doing the talks. They are telling how important it is to getting involved in the real society. It's called, like what we do, like if you have healthcare organizations, they have therapy. It's called, yeah, I can say it in Dutch. It's like bezigheidstherapie. Yeah? It's like you are busy with therapy, but you could also have arbeidsmatige therapy. And this is a thing like labor. It's for a lot of people to have real labor, to have real scene, and going out there in society involved. It's really important, because to be busy and sitting there every week and only to be busy, it's not really meaningful. So what we are trying to do, we are building this a social sustainable collection, because it's social, of course, because we are trying to get all the angles right for all the people, and sustainable because we don't want that it will go out of the collection. If you have design projects and you will sell it in retail, it could be in or out, and we don't want to do fashion. We don't want to do a lot more. So this is also really important, that it's together. So the collection is together with the community. This is called De Koek is nooit op. So this is like an event. Now you see a little bit of our collection. This is the storytelling tableware I told you about. The broom of Dick van Hoff is building from old, that's the red broom. It's a really nice story. This is built in Deventer. This was built with a group of guys who are have problems with gambling and a lot of things, a lot of problems, and they have to be busy to coming back in society, and they were cleaning the streets in Deventer, and they had this bicycle repair shop where they were busy, and they also want to do something with us. And then I asked Dick van Hoff, designer, also teaching here at Design Academy at the master, but also the teacher of a few guys. And when they collected the brooms, there were a lot of leftovers. So what they did was taking out of the bicycles and make in the steel of the broom is like a frame of bikes. So it's like circular, it's a diploma for welding, it's education, so it's all kinds of things together. And now on this project, on this broom in Deventer, there are like 5 or 6 people already with this welding, going back into society with a diploma of welding, with a lot of, also won a Dutch Design Award here a year or 5 ago. And then this guy, not Dick, but the guy of the welder, was on the stage. On the left, Mark Mulders, together with Ria Mul, an artist of Artenzo, a little chair on top of Piet Hein Eek. On the left is manchettes made by Studio Rens, also an Eindhoven studio. And on the right, it's a jacket of Borre Akkerdijk. He studied at Design Academy. And this was made first with City Dwellers, was also an Eindhoven-based craft workshop, but pity it's not working anymore. Anke, who had City Dwellers, was snapped away by Borre, the designer, who became really big and had this really big lab now in Amsterdam. And Anke is working for him now. But we made the jackets with all girls who are 16 and had also to come back in society, and they did this with sewing. Now we are making the jackets in Den Bosch in our lab. On the right, faces of Roderick Vos with creative artship Artenzo in Tilburg. On the right, it's Was. It's van Rianne Makking, Studio Makking Bay, with the schort, with the shirt of also van Borre Akkerstijk. And this is a overview of the whole collection. What we are trying to do, we built this movement with 1 or 2 new product line every year, and now we are still continuing taking it to the press, taking it to more social retailers. Now we are trying to get the retailers on a different level, because if you go in a normal price of retailers, it's too expensive because labor is expensive in the Netherlands. So we are trying to make a social system with social royalties, with social royalties, but also social retailers who will earn less on our products than normal. Because we think if we do such a social project, everybody, the retailer, the foundation, the maker and the designer, all we have to deal with an equal way of trying to make products. This is what you see here. We are very proud that we are already here for a long time here in the Kazerne. We made this really little pink house because I think my dream in future could be also that we have more social housing buildings, but that the inside of the building, if you go inside, it looks a little bit like one kitchen, but that we have like furniture for social housing building also made by people who distance of labor market. If corporations will buy it, and social corporations, then a lot of people in the Netherlands really have work. This is, I think, a really important thing to think about, because nobody knows how important this is, that a lot of people really have joy, but also having this, earning money. And because one thing we say it's like on the human way of thinking, because what we do, it's on the rhythm, the time and the skill of the people. Because if they have to go in our society, it's too quick, too fast, there are a lot of burnouts. So we have to organize, we have to design the labor on a really different way for a big audience. This is also represented last Dutch Design Week. This is the storytelling tableware. This is on the left is the designer, Edwin Volleberg. But this is we did with the group. I think this is the group, the picture after it. This is the group of Cello and Reinier van Arkel. Cello is a group of people with physical problems, mental problems, and they work together. Today we have this is in the Social Labor Lab in Den Bosch. They have meetings once 2 weeks. They meet each other, they talk with each other. And what's really funny is that Edwin did I will go back, he interviewed everybody, and he made 300 tattoos, illustrations, tattoos, especially for them. So it's about them, for them. And they are going to make the tableware. So they are really the designer of the tableware, because they are free to choose to make. So each plate or each cup is unique. And this so has all the labels of social label with different group, have different way of working with the group. This is one of our best products. They are already working with us for, I think, 6 years, I think. And this is really nice, because when we started, they just have one oven, and they were in a corner of the healthcare organization with a little bit of water, and now they have already a new, a really good workshop with like 2 or 3 ovens. They invest, they have fun, and for them it's really important that they really have work now. So, and the more we sell, they are coming in our world, so they have they are starting a little bit their own company. So that's really fun. You see also on the right like plates like that. Also, there were funny things, but also really ugly things. But on the other hand, with people with the mental problems, we learned already that they really love to work on this. Then they go to the like to talk about their problems. Now they can work, or they can, on their own way, they can do something with that. So this is the groep Paameijer, Edward van Vliet in the middle. This we presented last year. So if you see this, we are a platform. So what we're trying to do is that we are designing a little bit of shift, a system change with social label. We did the movement, we did the new labor, we did the workflow, but the new economy is still difficult. We call it the economy with meaning. But it will give a lot of opportunities and really new values. So this is the innovation that we are trying to make. And the most important, difficult thing is, of course, the new rules. So this is where, after all the pilots and all the things that really do, also for us, a really important thing. So next to that, we also have something in Den Bosch. It was looking like this. And we made this out of it. It's called the Social Label Lab. So on the left you see the picture of the room. You see, and on the right you see what we made from it. So as the products, we do also with architecture and a building. It's called the Werkwarenhuis, the Social Label Lab. And it's the lab of the social innovation a little bit, where we're trying to show, but also to give inspiration to a lot of government or companies, that if you design it right, if you take the time, and if you design the labor right, we can involve a lot of people in front. And everything what is black in this whole building, we did with people of distance of labor market. So a lot of people helped us. It's like a community project. So the architecture was from Peter and Eek, the interior of Studio Boot, but also with a lot of people who don't know what design is, but they all took part of a piece of the building and a piece of the empowerment of the movement. It was opened in 2018 by Queen Maxima. We were really proud for that, because she is of course from economics. She's also working with the economy, with the minor groups, and she has a love for design. So we were really proud that she came to our place. And this is also, on the picture are 14 designers and about 15 or also same amount are makers from through whole the Netherlands who work with us. But I think the group where we started of makers, it's about between 100 and 140, because sometimes the difficulty for us is people are coming in a company, they are working, and they're going back into society. So it's streaming. So this is a difficulty thing, but there are other companies like Cello. If it's in healthcare, they want to try to make a real work from it. So this a little bit, if you see the collection, it's like freedom and proud. And now at the moment we are working at 5 ateliers, because in the Social Label Lab, it's called Craft, Assembly, The Story, Move and Open, where we are going to work. This is pictures of the atelier in Den Bosch. And this is one of the girls who is working at the cello part. And this is the place in Den Bosch. It's an old building, what you just saw, what is really open. And we are renting it for the government city hall for 10 years. So it's like an experimental thing. What we want to try to do is that also with a blank canvas and with placemaking, blank canvas, and also with the movement and everything we learned, we are trying to make a more inclusive, social, and this is also trying circular society. Just to give inspiration, but also hope that we really can work and do together. That it's not only about the money and other things. We just started with something new. It's called Dance Atelier Move, because in our society we have also a lot of people, because one of the important things for us is design, but also communication. We say communication is the base of society. If we don't communicate with each other, if we don't express or taking time for each other, then it's really difficult to be social. It's really important that we starting that. In the groups we are working, there are a lot of people who have difficulties with that. That's why we're starting with this dance atelier. And in the end I will show a movie we presented also at the Dutch Design Week on a way that we can really work together. Really important that we started with educational ports. So these are also designs from students who are doing interns now, because it's really important that they are trying to design on a different way, not what they want, but taking empathy for the people who are going to make it. Because if you do that right, then it's empowered on another way. So this is all projects, so on the left student, on the right teachers. So we are giving students the chance to have these personal lessons, to work. And this is a really nice picture, because the student art is in the middle. She came from France, Lille. On the left in the yellow is a girl from a design school in Utrecht. But Yosemite and Valerie, the girls in the middle and on the right, are the girls who are working at Atenzo. And this is really important, because now the four of them are making this product. And normally the girls are only working, and now they are doing together a project. And this coming together in this community and to see each other, because I think a lot of people, we all, I know for myself, are living in a bubble. And it's really good to go out of the bubble, because I'm in a design bubble. And when I did this in 2011, this first festival, I understand, when I met a lot of workshops, I understand that maybe 80%, or I think in the Netherlands, don't know what a designer is or what a design really can mean. So this is really important, that you have to start, and you have to rethink your education and rethink what it's really about and what is really meaningful at that. So this is a thing. And then I want to end with this movie. And just to say, on the right, it's a teacher of Fontes Academy. She's educated in dance. And on the left, it's Sanne. And Sanne is a girl from, she's also working on skin. But she never speaks. But she's also always working. And they work together and made this Zullen we samen. So we are together. They designed together this dance. But this is another way to take time for each other, to show what it's about and what you can see. And this is the first pilot in the Move Atelier, and we will go further. So enjoy the movie. Er is muziek. Ja. So this is all about doing together for an inclusive social society. Thank you. Do you have questions? Yeah.
How do you go about finding the people in the society who want to create things or want to go about this?
Yeah, it is really important that we notice that we only work with people who have intrinsic motivation, so they find us. So this is the thing. I already said we do two each year, 2 workshops. We always were at Piet Hein Eek, because he was the first designer who worked with us, so in the craft mood. So, and people saw us, so we grew as a movement bigger, bigger, bigger and bigger. And it's really important, and we did all kinds of pilots from the commercial side, from the government side, from the healthcare side, from all kinds of things. So it's really important that this intrinsic motivation has to be in the person, we noticed. So if you are a commercial company, you want to do it, then you have to know there are some limits. It's not on time. People will fall out, will come in. And this is difficult because our government don't have rules still to show this. So this is what we then give back to government. There are people who really want to do this. They have this motivation, but it's very difficult in the rules to design it. So how they find us, just on when we start staying here in Milan or now in the Social Labor Lab in Den Bosch, people will find us. So that's really important. The motivation from yourself, because it's sometimes people think that I don't call it also social design. It's more we are trying to innovate the rules, so we want to change the system. So as a designer, we want to change. That's very utopic, I know, but we have to start somewhere, and we have to show some different views that it's really possible. And last week was really funny, because then we had the second group for dancing, and there were a lot of teachers from healthcare. They were like, oh my God, there were people who opened up, who never opened up with them. They came to us. Just they were sitting in a taxi, coming, sitting in a group, different circumstances, other people, you know. And this is what, there is not a nice word in English, we call it drempeloos. It's like if you have no, I don't know in English word. Huh?
No barriers?
Yeah, you have no barriers. So we are trying to make a safe space with no barriers, where everybody is equal. So, and this is really, really important. And I think if we, because that's, I think, really important, we want to give quality. We write books about it, we do impact, we do everything. So we photograph everything, we do everything on the highest level. That's really important. That's the way people can find us. That we are really professional, we are really inclusive on all the levels we want to work. And this is only the way that, you get the right people to work with you. Yeah. Question?
Thank you very much for the talk. I was wondering, is it possible to visit the offices to see the products on display?
Yes.
And where can you buy the products?
Yeah. You can now buy a few here in the Kazerne shop. You see all the projects now in this pink house. And I think it's still on May, but you can visit it as a social label in Den Bosch. It's on Tramkade 2024. So then you see also the big building, what we do with the product, we also do with the building. So we are making this architecture, this bigger thing. So it's like lifelong learning. So we are building in the process. A lot of things happen. So if you want, you can visit us there. And on Thursdays and Fridays, on Thursdays is really nice, because then a few ateliers are up and running. If you want to come on Thursdays.
You also have a web shop?
We have a web shop. We have so you can, social label shop, a web shop. You can buy everything online. Yeah, and yeah, that's really nice. So and yeah, we have a little retail channel. So like Kazerne is with us, but some museum shops. But really important is that also the retailers are working with. They have to understand that they have less profit than normal profit. So this is one big system we want to change, but you know, it takes time. So we started in 2011 on a festival. In 2014 we became a movement of a foundation, social label, and we are still here, you know, and we are still have the same products because we really think it's also very social but also sustainable, that we have put effort in it, in everything, that we still are selling the products, because it's not about how it looks, it's about what it means. Yeah. So and this is very important for us, that also government and city are also, if you are talking about relation gifts, that it's really important then buy something that is really made in the Netherlands, you know, but people who really want to give meaning. And so another just an envelope of bol.com or whatever, but it's so many people in the Netherlands want to be seen. Yeah. So online and everything. Yeah.
It's for the
Of
live
course,
stream.
yeah.
So
Oh, thank you so much. Very interesting. I particularly like the last example, the video, because I think it's not necessarily a product like a physical thing. I think we have lots of products and many people do things, but it's more like a digital domain. And I think when you go into that direction, you can think of paintings or making music, in a way, another kind of products, right? What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's what we now with the we started with products, and now with the 5 ateliers, we are making with 2 ateliers craft assembly products. With 1 atelier, it's story. It's about ceramics, so it's that the people can tell their stories. So that's really important. Then the 4th atelier is move, so it's more about maybe performance or dance, or you know, that it's more an action thing. And the 5th is it's an open atelier where we always want to be on time, but it's also the open atelier is also about the system change, because that's really important, that every time you have to work in time. Last week we had a call from Belgium, and I thought it was really nice, because there was a woman who bought our book and read the book, because we call it an open book. It's like, I just explained a little bit how we work. Everything is in the book, and she started a movement in Belgium. So that's our upscaling. That's what we want, you know. If more people like us in other countries, but the quality is really important. It's not about the amount; it's about the time in front. You work with the people, and but you're right with the digital part, of course, because that's why if you do this, then you have 2 performance. That's why we made a movie about it, so we can show it more. And it's more, and that's. She started, and now she, when they did it, like 10 people wrote now that they want to do the 2nd one. So this is all the things we do, is only 1, and then 2, and then 3. So, yeah.
Thank you for your presentation. You also just answered the question that I had, that you know that there are more organizations around the world that do similar things. I was wondering what initially inspired you to do this back in 2011?
Yeah. In 2011 there was a really strange time. I am next to, because I have my own design agency, next to that I teach then at Design Academy for 15 years, and I stopped with teaching then, and I missed it a little bit. And in that year it was really strange, because then Greece went bankrupt in 2011, and then the banks were falling down, and everybody was, oh my God, what's happening? And what I did, we made a festival. And a festival we did in Tilburg Spoorzone. There was an old, what now is called Eve, restaurant Eve is also already gone, but you have a Lokhal now, if people know Tilburg. And next to the Lokhal there was a 2011, but there was nothing there then. And we did this festival, and we built in 11 days, in 10 days, we built a little village, and it's called De Vlek, and it was a village in a city. And we are trying to rebuild a village open just to give ourselves answers on our society, because everything went a little bit chaotic in that time. And on this festival I did an open call, and then this arbeidsmatige, this work labor group came in, and I said, okay, if you can make a chicken on fire, that's something you can do in Brabant, and you can burn it and you can prepare the chicken, then you can do work in our festival. So they could. So they built with Piet Hein, with a lot of good architects and designers. They work with them. Then Piet Hein asked them to help them with a table. And then this teacher of the guy said, okay, this is really nice. Maybe we can do this in our shop. And I said, no, you can't, because this is a business model of a designer, and you can't copy it. That's robbery. You can't. But do you want to work together? Do you like to work with us? Because we did already this society just to find out new rules or new things. And they loved it. And this is how it started. So it's not a concept. I always say this is really a question from society, just to open up, just to give answers. And I think this is really important, that you only can design something when there is a question or where you can answer. So this is, I think, really important. Then we came to this healthcare organization. They say, yeah, but this is a big problem in the Netherlands. We have big problems there. Maybe you as designers can help to shift or to take a look how we can work on another way. This is how it started, just on a designers festival with an open call to everybody in society. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Any other questions? Is there anything on the live stream? Any questions? Nope. Okay. So thank you again very much for your talk and for answering all of our questions. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching live. You're very welcome to come at the event the next weeks if you like. Check out our website, ehvinnovationcafe.org, for the most up-to-date program. We will be here next week again. I won't be here, but my colleague will take in for me. I like to invite you for drinks at the restaurant, and feel free to join us with the meetup table as well. And please take your glasses with you if you had them here. Thank you so much. Yep.
Hey, you're still here, so you like the video. If you want, subscribe and click the bell. Hey, you're still here, so you like the video. If you want, subscribe and click the bell.